Have you ever stopped to ponder the origins of slavery? It's a harrowing subject, but one that's crucial to understanding the world as we know it. Slavery, in its many forms, has been a sad reality throughout human history, and unfortunately, it still persists today in various forms. The earliest known slave societies emerged in the Mesopotamian and Sumerian civilizations in the Iran and Iraq region between 6000 and 2000 BCE. The Hammurabi Code, dating to 1754 BCE, contains the earliest written reference to slavery, providing legal provisions for the buying, selling, and treatment of slaves. As we move forward in time, we find that ancient Egypt also relied heavily on slavery. Slaves were used for a variety of tasks, from serving as household servants to laboring in the fields and constructing the monumental pyramids. The concept of slavery was further entrenched in society during the era of ancient Greece. Here, slavery was a vital component of the economy, with slaves working in households, mines, and on farms. Interestingly, Greece also offered a form of manumission, a process by which a slave could buy their freedom or be granted it by their master. The Roman Empire too saw a significant expansion of slavery, taking it to an entirely new level. Slaves were not only used for labor but also for entertainment, forced to fight as gladiators in arenas filled with roaring crowds. When the Roman Empire fell, the large-scale slave markets declined, giving way to serfdom in the British Isles and feudal Europe. Serfs were bound to the land they worked on and were subject to the lord of the manor, a system that bore similarities to slavery. The 14th century saw a decline in serfdom, largely due to the Black Death, but the end of one form of servitude gave rise to another: indentured servitude. This form of contract labor often involved the poorest members of society and emerged during the colonial era. Indentured servitude coexisted with the transatlantic slave trade, one of the most brutal forms of slavery in history. Millions of African people were forcibly transported to the Americas and the Caribbean, where they were sold as slaves and forced to work under horrific conditions. Today, while slavery is illegal worldwide, different forms of modern slavery persist, including forced labor, debt bondage, and human trafficking. These forms of exploitation affect millions of people around the world, reminding us that the fight against slavery is far from over. To summarize, the history of slavery spans from the earliest civilizations in Mesopotamia and Sumer to the present day. It has taken many forms, from chattel slavery to serfdom, indentured servitude, and modern forms of exploitation. While we have made significant strides in abolishing slavery, the battle to eradicate all forms of human exploitation continues. Understanding the history of slavery is a crucial step in this ongoing fight.